there. So we'll make a start. If you'd like to come into lying down to begin, make sure that you're comfortable, that you've got everything that you need. Take a little bit of time to settle. So just allowing your body to sink down into your mat or whatever surface you're lying upon. Allowing your shoulders to spread out across the floor, just moving the shoulders away from the ears a little bit if they feel a little bit high. Perhaps moving your head a little from side to side to release the neck. Closing your eyes if you're comfortable to do so. I'd like to invite you to bring your head back to center now. Just check that your head, neck, and spine is in alignment. And then imagine a cool blue light surrounding your body. So from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. And then feel this light just widening, broadening outwards, creating an aura of light around you. So an aura of light around you, pulsating with life and energy. And allow this light to be a healing light. So if you feel in need of healing, either mentally or emotionally or physically, then allow this healing to take place while you relax. And take your attention to your breath. And be aware of the belly now, slowly rising and falling with each breath, without trying to alter the breath in any way. So you just witness the steady flow of the breath, the slow coming and going, the even, quiet rhythm. Just allowing the body to settle. So as you continue to observe the breath, you might be aware of a softening, a melting down into the support of the ground beneath you. You feel quite safe and secure. Be aware of that colour blue soaking into the body, drenching all of the cells with fresh life force, with energy, with balance. And simply allow yourself to surrender to any healing that you need right now, whatever level you need it. Take your attention to your feet and allow the toes to spread and separate, turning the toes inwards, and then flex the feet and then release, so that you allow your instep to let go, letting go through the sole of your foot, your ankle. Allow your feet to soften, they feel a little heavier. And then allow the whole of the leg to feel heavy and soft and supported. So the feet are softening, releasing and letting go. Just flopping out to the sides if you have your legs extended. Legs releasing, your shins, your calves, your knees, your kneecaps, and the thighs and the backs of your thighs. Just allow your legs to release and let go. And then take your attention into your hands and to the backs of the hands touching the floor, and to the fingertips, and the fingers and the palms of your hands. Feel a softness in the palm of the hand, and allow your lower arms to soften and let go, releasing through the elbow, through the upper arms. So the whole arm now, just releasing, softening, supported by the surface upon which you're lying. Taking your attention to your back, and then feel the vertebra releasing from the base of the spine, right the way through to the crown of your head. Visualize every vertebra letting go, releasing onto the floor. Feel the whole of your back spread outwards. Feel the back widen, and at the same time, feel the length and the stretch and the whole of the back spreading across the floor. Be aware of the amount of space that the body's taking up. And bring your visualization back to your belly. Be aware of a softness in the belly, the slow, steady breath, calm, quiet coming and going of the breath, the rhythm, the separation of the breath, pause, and the still point. Feel as if the whole body is breathing. The breath is breathing the body. And allow your abdomen to let go. Feel a softness in the belly. And allow your chest center to open out on each inhalation so that you feel the division of the breath. And allow this openness to create a space within the chest center, allowing you freedom to breathe both mentally and physically. And allow this freedom to open out the heart center, creating a releasement. And allow this center to be filled with peace. Feel that openness now spreading into the throat, releasing your voice, moving around to the neck and the back of the head, and then through to the crown of your head and the scalp, and the space between the scalp and the skull and the hair on your head. And allow all of your facial muscles to release and soften and let go. So the lower jaw drops slightly. Feel the entire face releasing, forehead, the eyes, the eyebrows, the eyelids, relaxing into pools of darkness, temples, the nose, tip of the nose, cheeks, cheekbones, upper lip, the lower lip, the jaw, hinges of the jaw, the chin, the ears, the earlobes. Just feel the whole of the body releasing, sinking down onto the floor. And stay connected with your steady breath. Rise and fall of the belly as the breath moves in and out. We'll start to stretch out now through the body. Just take a little bit of time to stretch in whatever way feels most comfortable for you. So let the exhale be a really nice releasing breath. so that you can really let go of any tension, any tiredness, or anything at all that you need to release. And then this time, as the arms come back, just gather your knees in towards your chest, hugging your knees back towards you. And then bring your palms to your knees. Just going to take some gentle circles with the knees. So you're gently massaging your lower back. And then take those circles the other way. And then as you come back to center, just drop the soles of the feet to the floor. Take another stretch through. And then as the arms come back, just gather the knees in once more. Hug the knees back towards you. And then exhale fully. Bring your head and your knees close together. And then inhale, bring your head back onto the mat. Just dropping the soles of the feet to the floor now. Bring your arms alongside your body. And then extend your right leg along the length of your mat. We're just going to hover that right leg above the floor and then take some ankle rotations. So we'll take 5 rotations clockwise and then 5 anti-clockwise. So taking your time. So this evening our focus is it's a back strengthening yoga sequence. So we're going to start with some gentle spine mobilization, and then we'll move into some spinal strengthening exercises. Once you've completed 5 in both directions, just allow that leg to relax. Keep it softening. Allow the muscles to release. And then once you've completed on that side, you can draw that heel. So right heel glides back to join the left. And then you can extend your left leg long. And then just hover that left leg above the mat. And then we'll do 5 ankle rotations in each direction on this side. So the sequence that we're going to work with, so the movements are designed to create postural balance and strength by working the entire body synergistically. So the sequence works through the entire spine with a combination of some flowing movements paired with some strength exercises. So we'll just do a little bit of mobilization now through the joints to begin. Just releasing once you've completed on that side. So don't be in a hurry. You can just relax that leg down once you've completed on that side. And then you can glide that left heel back to join the right. And then from there, if you bring the knees in towards the chest again, and then sweep the legs to vertical, and then just take the hands to the backs of your thighs. And we're going to, so just point the toes away, just quite gently, and then flex through the heels. So we're going to point the toes away, and then flex through the heels. Just make sure you're quite gentle with this movement. There's no forcing. Just gently taking the toes away and then flexing away through the heels. You start to feel those stretches. Synchronizing the breath movement. And then bending the knees. Take a little rock from side to side. So if the knees go one way, the head goes the other way. Nice gentle massage. And then you can either continue with the side to side rock, or you can take your hands to the backs of your thighs and do a full spinal rock. We'll do about 6, or you can cross over at the ankle joint and you can come straight up if you prefer. So whichever variation you would like to work with. You just take a little bit of time with that. And then when you come up, if you'd like to have a drink, then have a little drink. It's quite warm this evening. Just take little breaks and just make sure that you're hydrated. And then we'll come into a seated position. So we're going to do a little bit of mobilization from seated. So you probably benefit from sitting up onto a block or a cushion. So find cross-leg if that's comfortable. You could of course sit in a chair if you prefer. And then so on the inhalation, we're just going to lift the chin, lift the chest, let the shoulders roll back. And then on the exhale, shoulders roll forward, drop the chin towards the chest, and just draw the navel back towards the spine. And then just rolling through the pelvis. So the pelvis is moving forwards and back with the breath. Just 2 more of those. And then come back to center. So sitting up quite tall, just allow the knees to relax, allow shoulders to relax. Relaxing all the facial muscles. And then so we're going to take that into a twist. So on the inhale, if you lift your arms overhead. And on the exhale, just bring your hands down through that center line. And then taking your right hand to your left leg, and then sweeping that left hand behind you. You can either take your fingertips to the base of the spine or behind you, or you could take a bind around the right side of the waist if you prefer. So you can reach towards that right hip if you wish. So however that feels for you. Just coming into a nice twist. And then inhale, we're going to unravel. And then inhale, just reach the arms overhead again. And then draw the palms together down through that midline. And then we'll take, so left hand moves to right leg. And then right hand is reaching either behind you or wherever you can reach comfortably. If you twist right, or you might want to wrap that right hand around the left waist, if that works for you. Just make sure that your neck is comfortable as you come into your twist. Taking some breaths here. And then inhaling as you gently unravel. And again, we'll find some symmetry. So inhale as you reach the arms overhead. And then exhale as you draw the hands back down through that midline. And release. And then, so we're going to take the legs a little wider now. So when you take your legs wide, it's not the widest that you can take them. Okay, it's just comfortably wider, but not your maximum. Because we're going to be twisting, so it's just more comfortable if your legs are just a comfortable distance apart. Just taking some breaths there, just allow the shoulders to release. Just melting the shoulders away from the ears. And then we're going to reach the arms out to the side. So again, that the shoulders and the arms are a little bit soft so that you're not putting a lot of tension into the shoulders. And then we're going to reach the right hand towards the left foot. And then a little bit of internal rotation through that left arm, which is reaching behind. So left palm's moving up. And then we'll come back through center again. Shoulders are quite soft, arms are a little bit relaxed. You're going to reach that left hand towards the right foot. And again, as you reach that right arm behind, again, a little bit of internal rotation. So palm up with that back arm, and then inhale back to center. Just thinking about that softening through the shoulders. So just going to work that from side to side. So don't worry if you don't reach your foot, that's fine. You can reach any other part of the leg. Spine's in just a little bit of flexion, so there's less strain on the lower back. And then you might find you get more movement into the mid spine. And you should come back to center. So it's good if you're a little bit stiff through your hamstrings or through your spine, your lower back. Just do one more to each side. Quite a gentle movement. And then back to center. Just touching down on that left side of the fingertips. And then reaching that right arm overhead. We're going to just open up through that right side. So breathing into that right side body. And then releasing. So right fingertips are touching down, left arms reaching overhead. And again, we're going to just open up through that side body. Just take your time there. We'll do that once more to each side. That's lovely. So you feel that opening up through the side body, the obliques, intercostals. And then release. And then from there, so if you bring the legs closer together now. Just lean into the hands. You can bend the knees and then just roll the legs a little bit. Just a little roll from side to side. Just do 2 more. That's lovely. Come back to center now. And we're going to transition into the all fours position. So just take your time to come back. Have a drink if you'd like to. And then we'll come into all fours. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And do come fairly far forward on your mat. Just imagine that you have a glass of water on your pelvis, that you want to stay on your pelvis. The challenge with this, it's not difficult, but it's to keep the pelvis in alignment, keep the head nice and still. And then so just glide that right leg back along the length of your mat so the toes are under. Just dropping back through the heel. And then glide back, just thinking about keeping that pelvis steady and stable. So you're just gliding the leg back and then coming back to center. So we'll switch sides now. So gliding that left leg back and then coming back to center. Gliding back. So we're trying to keep those small stabilizing muscles that run all the way up from the base of the spine to the neck, trying to work those small stabilizers, and then just alternate from side to side. So you're gliding from one side and then the other, and just imagine that you've got that glass on your pelvis. Do that once more. Gliding back. And then this time, so as you glide that right leg back, just extend that left arm in front of you. Again, just try to keep the pelvis steady and stable. Pushing away through the heel. Just gliding from side to side. Do one more on the other side. And then, so this time we're going to, as you glide away, you've got the option to lift up through that right heel as you extend that left arm in front of you. And then release. And again, we're going to alternate from side to side. So you can extend that left leg, push away through the heel. So you're working that glute muscle, stabilizing the pelvis. And again, just move from side to side. Take your time with those movements. doing one more to each side to balance up. And then from there, we're going to sit back onto the heel just to release the lower back. So you may wish to stretch your arms out in front of you, or you might want to have a soft bend in the elbows. You might want to come into pose of child. You might want to have the forehead on the floor or take your knees wider. Or you might want to hover the forehead or perhaps rest the forehead on a cushion. So however you'd like to be. Just have that sense of releasing and lengthening the lower back. Taking some breaths there so the belly is nice and soft. Inhaling, exhaling. And then on the next inhale, just going to lift the head and then walk the palms back towards you. And then, so we're going to come back into a seated position. So going back for Paschimottanasana. Now, when you come into Paschimottanasana, just be aware of any lower back issues that you might have. So you can have straight legs, or you can have the knees a little bit bent, or you can have the knees fully bent. So however you'd like to work with this, so you know your own body's best. And then inhaling as you grow tall, exhaling as you slide your hands down your legs towards your ankles. You can either do this as a moving practice so that you're gliding down and then gliding back up, growing a little bit taller, or as you reach down, if you wish, you can soften and hold, and you can also do either of those variations with knees bent. So just being kind to your lower back. Inhaling, exhaling, and then inhaling as you glide all the way back up. So we're going to come into a seated twist now. So from that position, we'll bend the right knee and then draw that right heel back towards you. And then we'll wrap this left arm around the right knee. Now you could have some padding underneath your seat if you wish, so you can have a blanket. If you want to be a little bit more elevated, it helps keep the spine a little bit more lengthened. And then we're going to sweep that right arm around on the exhale, so you're coming into a twist. It's really nice one for releasing all the major muscles of the back. And again, your neck, you can look over your shoulder, or you could just release your head and neck. See how that feels. So keep the spine lengthened. And then releasing. So coming back to center, just gently unravel. Just extend that leg again. Again, you can just glide into your forward fold. So you're exhaling, releasing the back, inhaling as you come back up. And then we're going to bend that left knee. So we'll come into the twist on the other side. So drawing that left heel back towards you, and then we'll wrap the right arm around that left leg, and then sweep that left hand to the base of the spine. So you're twisting all the way around to the left. Taking some breaths there. And You soften through the belly, through the abdominal muscles, and then you'll also allow the lower back to release. They're all connected. So you get that nice indirect release through the lower back when you soften through the abdominal muscles, and then inhaling as you gently unravel, extend that left leg long. And again, we'll find a little bit of symmetry, either knees bent or legs straight. Rolling the hands down towards the ankles. And then inhaling as you come back up. Just grow a little bit taller. And then, so from here, I'm just going to take the feet just a little bit wider. So you might want to sit up onto a block for this one if you wish. Taking some breaths here. And then from here, we're just going to fold the arms. So have the arms folded. And then we're going to release into a twist. So you're exhaling as you twist, and you're inhaling as you come back to center. So working into the side abdominal muscles, the obliques, the intercostal muscles. It can sometimes be easier to just sit on the block as you do this. So helping the muscles that support the rib cage and the spine, those big muscle groups. Just do one more to each side. And then just release the arms, relax the shoulders. Just take a moment to allow the face to relax, allow the shoulders to relax. And then we're going to transition onto our belly. So come onto your tummies now. Do have a drink if you'd like to before you take that transition. We're going to move on to our front. So as you move onto your front, just have a nice space between the legs so that there's no pinching at the base of the spine. And then we're going to bring the arms into two right angles. So you can actually, if you've got a standard width mat, you can really bring your hands perhaps a little bit off the mat. So we're going to work with a back bend. So when you work with this back bend, it's quite a gentle back bend. So we're going to keep the base of the rib cage, so there's floating ribs on the mat. And then just tuck the chin in towards the chest. So your forehead is just pointing down towards your mat. And then inhale as you skim the nose forward. And then exhale as you lift through forehead, chin, just a little bit of the chest to keep the base of those ribs on the mat. And then inhaling, exhaling as you release. We'll take a few rounds in that way. So tucking the chin in. And then inhaling as you skim the nose forward. Exhale as you lift up forehead, chin, chest, keeping those ribs on the mat. Exhaling as you release. Just do one more of those. And this time as you release, you're just going to fold the arms and then rest your head on your folded arms. So I'm not going to do that so that I can still speak to you. Just fold your arms in front of you and then rest your head on your folded arms. That's lovely. And just take a little bit of time to relax there. And then just bring the legs a little bit closer together for this one. So a variation of Shalabhasana, Ardha Shalabhasana. And the head can still remain resting onto the arms. And then on the inhale, you're just going to lift the right leg. So lengthening through the leg. It's just a small lift. Exhale as you release. And then alternating, so lifting up through that left leg, exhaling as you release, and just avoid that swaying from side to side. So make it a smaller lift, but avoid that swaying movement from side to side, which you can leave your head resting on your arms if you wish. So you're inhaling as you lift, lengthen through the leg, exhaling as you release. So you're keeping the pelvis nice and stable as you work in that way. And then this time we're going to reach the arms out in front of us. So reaching the arms out in front of you. And we're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. So you're lifting up right arm, left leg. And then exhaling as you lower. And again, just avoid that rocking movement from side to side. So we're stabilizing through the pelvis, working the whole of the back. Just a little lift, stands away, you're working into the glutes, along the leg. Inhaling and exhaling. But avoid trying to lift too high in that rocking from side to side. We're trying to avoid that. So everything is stable. Just going to do one more to each side. And then, so as you release this time, draw the hands back. So you're drawing the hands alongside the chest. Push back through the palms. So you're going to sit back onto your heels again, just releasing that lower back. Just take your time for a moment. And then, so from there, so we're going to come back into the all four position. So slightly elongated all four position so that we can move into downward facing dog. And then from there, just take your toes under, drop your tailbone back towards your heels. And then we're just going to lift the knees away from the mat. So you push into your hands and then lift your tailbone skywards, drop your head between your arms. You can have your knees quite well bent so that you're lengthening through the sides of the torso. So you're not rounding through the back, the lower back. And then just take a little walk there. So you're stretching out, gently stretching out through the backs of your legs. Inhaling, exhaling. Take a nice breath in through the nose and then really push the breath out through pursed lips. Nice cleansing, releasing breath. And look for a streak of that crow's feet bellows breath. Bring the head forward of the hands, drop the knees down, take the toes out. Just come up into a tall kneeling position, reach the arms overhead, and then exhale as you relax the arms, relax the shoulders. And again, have a little drink if you would like to. Okay, lovely. So for the next part, there's an invitation now for you to lie on your side. Now, if you can lie comfortably on your side, even if you need to have some blankets and padding, then that's fine. I know for some people lying on the side is not very comfortable. So if you don't want to lie on your side, it's going to cause pain through the hip. Your alternative is to come onto your back and you can work with your leg raises from here. So you can do 5 of those. And then you can also work with your rotations to work into the hips. So you can do 5 clockwise and 5 anti-clockwise. So that's your alternative if you don't want to come into this side position. So just finding that position that feels most comfortable for you. And then, so I'm going to talk you through the lying on the side, but you all know that leg raise and leg circle exercise. So please feel free to work with that if you would prefer. And then as you lie on your side, so we're going to extend the legs long. Just have the legs long. You can prop your hands, prop your head in your hands, I should say. So your left hand, so you can lie on either side. It doesn't really matter. We're going to do both sides. And bring the other hand in front of the chest to stabilize. And then, so if you can, we're just going to hover the legs just above the mat throughout. But if you can't, you can rest down on the floor. So do whichever variation feels most appropriate. We're going to just push the toes away, and then we're going to lift that uppermost leg. And again, we're not making it a big movement. It's quite a small movement, so we're not going to roll back. We're just going to keep it a small movement. So we remain lying on the side. So you're inhaling as you lift, exhale as you lower. And just if you can, just keep that hover. If you can't, you can rest the legs down. Just keeping that movement small. So don't be tempted to pinch into the waist or roll onto the bottom. Keeping everything quite still apart from the leg that's moving. And then just relax there for a moment. Relax and release the legs down. Just taking some breaths. And then so this time we can lift both legs at the same time. So you're lifting and then lowering. And again, it's a very small movements. You're lifting both legs and then you're lowering back down. And again, we're going to lift both legs and then lower back down. Lovely. And then, so from there, that top leg, if you bend the knee, taking hold of that foot, so you're encouraging that heel to come closer towards the buttocks. So you're just opening up through psoas a little bit, hip flexors, like working into the shoulder, working through that quadricep muscle, and then release. As you release, we're going to bend both knees well. It'd be quite nice to have a cushion underneath the head for this part. And then we're going to reach the arms out at shoulder height, so that you're palm on palm. And then inhale as you reach that top arm to vertical. And then exhale as you take that arm out to the side. And that repeats. So inhale as that arm reaches to vertical. Exhale as you come back, palm on palm. We're just going to repeat those movements. And again, just take your time. Inhaling as you reach that arm overhead. Exhaling as you take that arm out to the opposite side. Inhaling again as you reach skywards. Exhale as you come back, palm on palm. We'll do one more. That's lovely. And then so we'll come on to the other side now. You're working with this side, resting on the side of the body, the hip. Just changing any props if you're using. And then we'll extend the legs long. Just finding that comfortable position on the other side. And so we're trying to stabilize here. Obviously, one side might feel a little bit, it's normal for one side to feel a little bit more wobbly than the other. And again, we're going to try and just hover the legs and then lift, do the uppermost leg and then release. And you can lift, you can work with an inhale to lift or an exhale, whichever you prefer, pointing the toes away. So you might find that, I know this side's a little bit more wobbly for me. So that's the challenge. And again, they're just small movements, so we're not rolling back onto the pelvis. And then just relax there. And then again, we're going to lift both legs this time. And again, we're going to keep that hover if you can. Feel that working your abdominal muscles. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. Let's do one more of those. And then as you release, we're going to bend that top leg and then take hold of the foot. And again, just encourage the heel to come back towards the buttock. So you got stretching out through the arm, through the shoulder, through the quadricep, through hip flexors, through the psoas, side of the waist. mid back, and then releasing. And then from there, bend the knees well and bring the cushion underneath your head again. You're going to come palm on palm. Do exactly the same as we did on the other side. You come palm on palm. On the inhale, just going to reach that arm overhead, and on the exhale, bring the arm across the other side, just at shoulder height. And again, we'll do a few of these on this side. So nice releasing movements. Just going to do one more on this side. That's lovely. And then, so from there, if you come back up now into seated, and then it just extends your legs out in front of you. And again, we're going to come into a forward fold. So again, you can have your knees bent, you can have your legs straight. Just exhaling as you release into that forward fold. It's a nice west side stretch. And you can do that as a moving asana, or you can stay in the pose if you find that that's a nice release for your back. So whichever variation you'd like to work with, just be very careful with seated forward bends if you have an underlying lower back issue. Just taking some breaths there. And then inhaling as you glide all the way back up. Release. Release the shoulders. Relax the arms. And then, so from here, so we're going to come into another twist. So if you bend your right knee, and then let that right knee roll out to the right. So you can either have that as quite a relaxed position, so the sole of the right foot can be more towards that left knee. You can have that left leg a little bit bent if you want to, use any padding to support if you need to underneath that, either the right thigh or underneath that left leg, if you wish. Or you can bring that heel quite close up into the groin. Again, you can have padding underneath your seat if that's comfortable. And then just grow a little bit taller through your crown, so you're lengthening. And then, so we're going to take the left hand across either to the right knee or the right leg, wherever you can reach. And then take a twist around to the right, so that the right hand is either at the base of the spine or wherever you can reach comfortably. And again, just soften through the belly, and that will indirectly release the lower back. Have that connection there. Again, you can release the neck, or you may like to look over that right shoulder, but just make sure that you're not overworking the neck. And then inhaling as you gently unravel, coming back to center. And we're going to soften now into Janu Sirsasana. So we're going to soften into a forward fold. Again, take care if you have any lower back issues. So you might just want to come forward perhaps to the knee and then lengthen through the spine. You might want to have a bent leg also. Or if you're quite happy with softening and releasing, you could go a little bit deeper. So just be guided by your body and how it feels. And you might want to take that right hand to the outside of your left leg, and you can just bring that left hand alongside the left leg. Or you might prefer to take a modification. Nice and soft through the belly, inhaling, exhaling. Coming out if there's any discomfort in the lower back. And then inhaling as you come all the way back up. And then we're going to bring that, so bringing that right knee back to center, extend the right leg long. We'll do that on the other side. So you can bend the left knee and then roll that left knee out to the left. And again, sole of the foot can be a little bit more relaxed, a bit further down the leg. Use padding wherever you need. Right leg can be bent or straight. See how it feels for you. We could bring that heel a little bit closer up towards the groin if that feels comfortable. You can even, when you work with Janu Sirsasana, you can tuck the foot underneath the leg. That's another option that you could work with. And then if you take your right hand this time, either to your left knee or the left thigh, and then sweep that left hand behind you, wherever it will reach comfortably as you move into your twist. And think about length through the spine. Think about softness through the belly, so that in turn releases and relaxes the lower back. And again, think about the neck. So you don't want the neck to be overly taut. Softening into your twist. Try not to lean back. Stay tall on the inhale. You might be able to deepen a little on the exhale. And then gently unraveling, coming back to center. And again, we're going to move into Janu Sirsasana on this side. So you've got the option again, you could bend that, any issues with your lower back, bend that right leg well, and then you bring the hands onto the knee and just lengthen forward. So you're keeping that length through the spine, and that should feel comfortable. Or you can deepen, if you're happy to deepen into the pose. And again, you can take that left hand to the outer right ankle, and you can bring that right hand alongside the right leg. That opens up that left side body. So whichever feels most appropriate. So making sure that you're always comfortable, that you're never forcing your body into something that it's not enjoying. Nice and soft through the belly. Inhaling, exhaling. And inhaling as you glide all the way back up. And then from there, we're going to just bring the soles of the feet together. So we're going to come into a nice seated Baddha Konasana. And again, you can have support underneath your seat if you wish. So the heels can be closer towards you, or you can make a longer diamond shape with the legs, whichever feels most appropriate. You could use padding underneath your thighs if you wish. You can hold on to the ankles, or you could take hold of the feet. And you have the option of either relaxing your shoulders and staying very tall in the pose, or hinging forward from the hips and keeping the spine long, or you could soften into the pose if your lower back feels comfortable and you feel happy. releasing a little bit deeper. So again, it's entirely up to you, and just make sure that whatever you choose is comfortable and appropriate for your body. So there's no way which is better or best, but there is a way that's better or best for your body. Taking some breaths there. Inhaling as you come back up. We'll just do that. So we'll do that once more. And this time, so if you had your heels quite close to you, you could just take the heels away. And again, you can come into tall seated, or you could hinge forward with a long spine, or you could fold into that forward bend. So releasing the hips. So whichever variation feels right for you. Use padding. If you want to rest into some padding, a cushion or a bolster can be quite nice. To wrap a blanket around the feet can be very nice. Taking some breaths here. And then very gently releasing from whichever variation that you've worked with. And then we're going to bring the knees back together. Give the knees a little squeeze, give the thighs a little squeeze. You're just resetting the pelvis after having the legs apart. And again, come into a slightly reclined position. We're just going to roll the legs from side to side. So you can have the feet quite a bit wider now if you wish. So you're releasing the whole of the lower back, the hips, as you roll from side to side. That's lovely. Let's do one more to each side. And then as you come back up, we're going to come back into seated. So just find that nice, comfortable cross-leg position on your block, if that feels comfortable. You could be on a chair if you wish. Inhaling as you reach the arms overhead. Exhaling as we travel the hands back down through that midline, just twice more, finding some symmetry. Inhaling as you lift. Exhaling as you release. Your eyes closed if you wish. That's lovely. And then release. And then, so before we lie down, I'm going to guide you into the Pushan Mudra. So it's a nice springtime mudra. So it's a different hand position with the right hand and the left hand. So with the right hand, you're connecting the tip of your thumb with your index finger and your ring finger. So it's your index finger and your middle finger, I should say. So pad of the thumb with your index finger and your middle finger, and your ring finger and your little finger are extended. And then on the other hand, so left hand, you've got the pad of your thumb connecting with your middle finger and your ring finger, so that your index finger and your little finger are extended. So I'll just repeat. So right hand, thumb with index finger and middle finger. So ring finger and little finger extended. And you can just rest the hand down onto the legs. And then left hand, it's thumb with middle finger and ring finger. So your index finger and little finger are extended. And then just grow a little bit taller through your spine. Soften your face, soften your belly. Connect with your breath. Close your eyes. So it's a mudra, it's about giving and receiving, allowing things to flow and letting go of anything that is ready to be released. It's good for aiding digestion, detoxification. So the hand positions stimulate brain function and affect thought, mood, concentration, and enthusiasm. So our enthusiasm for life. And then following your next exhale, release the hands. And then so we'll prepare to come into lying down now for the final relaxation. So please have a little drink or gather whatever you would like to gather so that you're comfortable coming into your chosen position for the relaxation. It's taking a little bit of time. As you settle in now, just making sure that you're comfortable, making any adjustments as we just start to lose light now. So you might want to just have a low light on or just dim the light. So you might want to be in darkness. So as you settle, you might notice light and shadows on the wall in the space that you're in. So whatever it is that you might notice, it's a way of connecting to the space around you. As we settle in, just getting ready for this practice of Yoga Nidra, this meditative part of yoga, and just breathing and being, and letting yourself lull into a place where you can be very gentle with yourself. So letting yourself be soft. And if that doesn't come so easily, being curious about how it might be to be gentle or soft with yourself. And wherever you are, noticing that you have the earth beneath you, you have the ground beneath you. So there is this grounding. And this practice is all for you. And taking this time to connect into your inner nature, moments to connect with nature, with being, with breathing, the body, the earth, and the elements that surround you. And just simply easing into wherever you are, just a little bit more now. Allowing the body to rest. And perhaps with a greater sense of connection to the surface upon which you're lying. Perhaps just releasing ever so gently into that support. If there's any spontaneous urge or a big sigh or a stretch or a yawn, just honoring that urge. So letting yourself follow any impulse that arises. And how is it to breathe softly? Because there's no need for any effort in this space, where you are right here, right now. No need for effort. Simply being, simply breathing. And perhaps a smile finds itself spontaneously on your lips. And just being with that, the sensation of a smile, the image of a smile. And how might that smile travel through the body? Might it like to travel through the body? How might a smile make itself known to your fingertips and your toes? Might the smile rest into the ground beneath you, with you? Might the smile even facilitate ease in the now, in this place, in this space, with these fading lights surrounding you? And today we very much connected with the light of the sun, the warmth of the sun, connecting with any sounds that your ears can connect to. As we ease into this Yoga Nidra practice. And just notice if there is a spontaneous intention that arises in your practice. Maybe a spontaneous intention or a sankalpa or a wish that you might have for yourself or for another person or for the world, the earth. So you might find that something spontaneously arises in the moment, or there might be a sankalpa that you've been working with. So just take a moment to acknowledge that sankalpa, to repeat your sankalpa. And then just softening back into the breath, being very soft and gentle with yourself, soft and gentle, easy and curious. If at any point during the practice your attention drifts, just returning to that sensation of your connection with the earth and the breath. And just bring your attention to warmth now within the body. And bring your thoughts to this warmth of spring. And we're going to take this warmth, this new warmth of the season around the body, bringing it first to your right hand thumb, and then warmth gathering around the index finger, the middle finger, the ring finger, the little finger, and the palm. How would it be to feel warmth emanating through the palm and the back of the hand, through the right wrist and the lower arm, the elbow, and the upper arm and the shoulder, through into the right armpit, the right waist, the right hip, and the top of your right thigh, and feeling that warmth of the kneecap and the shin and the ankle and the sole of the foot and the top of the foot, and the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, and warmth and ease all along the right side of the body. And then that warmth finding its way to the left hand thumb, the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, the palm of the hand, back of the hand, and the left wrist, and the lower arm, the elbow, the upper arm, shoulder, left armpit, left waist, the left hip, the top of the left thigh, the kneecap, and warmth finding its way to the shin, the ankle, the sole of the foot, and the top of the left foot, and the left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. And feel warmth moving now into both heels. Warmth traveling through the calf muscles and the backs of your thighs, through the buttocks and the spine from the bottom to the top. A sense of warmth through the lower back and the mid back and the upper back and the back of the neck and the back of the head and the top of the head. Ease and warmth at the right temple and the left temple, forehead, the right eyebrow, the left eyebrow, the space between the eyebrows, the right eye, the left eye, and the bridge of the nose, the right nostril, the left nostril, the tip of the nose, warmth in the cheeks, right cheek, left cheek, and the feeling of ease in the jawline and the mouth and the chin and the throat, and the right side of the chest and the left side of the chest, and the middle of the chest and the navel, and ease and warmth in the upper abdomen and the lower abdomen, the right side and the left side, and ease and warmth in the right side and the left side, and the pelvis, and the whole of the right leg, and the whole of the left leg, and both legs together, feeling of warmth and ease emanating through the whole of the right arm and the whole of the left arm, and both arms at the same time, and the front of the body and the back of the body, and the right side of the body and the left side of the body, and the whole body together, the whole body. Awareness is on the whole body. Awareness is on the breath. Breath on the inhale and the breath on the exhale. The body being, the body breathing. The precious feeling of awakening to the body being and the body breathing. And the inhale and the exhale. And the rising and falling of the body and the breath. And the body as it rests in this space. And the space above the body. How might it be to simply be with the body breathing the breath breathing the body? This feeling of rest and awareness, soft and gentle and easy and curious. How the breath mirrors the tides and the winds as they too rise and fall. You may see in your mind's eye the branches of a tree moving with your breath, and being with this activity of springtime. And the earth as it moves from hibernation into activity. Birds awakening, flowers blooming, the sound of springtime, the changing light of the morning and of the evening, and the days as they lengthen and the nights as they shorten. And all through this is the body being and breathing, curious, easeful, the breath coming and going freely, and the inhale like the sunrise, and the exhale like the dusk. Warmth and precious awakening, warmth throughout the body, warmth and ease of the body, as it feels the support of the earth beneath it and the space surrounding it, and how expansive that space can be, and the spaciousness inside the body and the spaciousness outside the body, spaciousness within and spaciousness without. And what might need space and what might be on its way out or spontaneously releasing. What no longer needs space as the inhale softly enters the nostrils and the exhale softly exits the nostrils. And a feeling of warmth emanates throughout the body, precious awakening, like the springtime passing through the body, as if the body itself was a springtime bird about to flower. And the breath breathing in warmth and comfort and ease and curiosity. And feeling that stability of the earth beneath you as you begin to return to the everyday feeling of the senses. Just noticing any sounds coming into the ears. Softly returning to the senses. Turning to your intention, your sankalpa. Repeating it once more in the present tense. Returning to this wonderland of the body as it lights up to any sound surrounding it, any taste you might be aware of, sensation. And just gradually re-familiarizing yourself with your surroundings. And perhaps things look a little different now. Perhaps lights or shadows on the wall have moved. Perhaps plants in your environment have taken on a new sense of vitality. How is it to be with the breath and the body as they reopen to a new sense of rejuvenation and vitality? Taking time, taking your time, taking all the time you need now to awaken and stretch in a really easeful way.